Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. Thank you so much for the invitation to chat with you for just a few minutes. Obviously, I'll go right to the important point. Number one, I want to thank this august body for continuing to do remarkable work in protection and the advancement of educational opportunity for some of our most fragile students in our community. Secondly, obviously, we cannot escape the fact that we are a district under siege since Saturday night. Bad actors took advantage of the Labor Day weekend to cyber attack our school system. But I'm here to, number one, dispel some myths, rumors. We were attacked one time, not more than one time, despite what some folks out there are saying. And in fact, what they're saying out there has garnered the attention of federal authorities. This is not the time to engage in rumor spreading or supposition that creates additional stress and trauma in a community of educators trying to recover from this attack. Secondly, I believe that the use of well-agent is important, particularly for the community of educators that navigate this space and for the benefit of our students. That is an application that was prioritized for reactivation, and it is currently active. Thirdly, we are blessed with the fact that we were able to identify and intercept this attack as it was happening real time. So Saturday around 10:30 p.m., unusual activity was detected, and we very quickly notified the appropriate entities. Secondly, we brought the entire system down. Now that brought about some degree of risk, right? When you deactivate the entire central nervous system of LAUSD, you're doing something pretty magnanimous. But it was the right thing to do. And in fact, it was an action. It's been affirmed by the FBI, by the NSA, by FEMA, by a number of entities. Had we not done that, we could have been at greater risk than we've been. Had we not done that, the propagation of that interference and the possible encryption of much larger systems and the long-term debilitation of the school system, possibly affecting procurement, payroll, personally identifiable information, part of employees, that could have become a reality. That would have been catastrophic. That would have shut down our system for days, possibly weeks. You may have noticed that despite the challenge, we were able to open Tuesday. Was it perfect? Not. We knew it was not going to be perfect. We were attacked. But it was important to bring everybody back. Number one, this entity did touch some of our systems and did have an influence. We continue to see the remnants of that. One of the things that had to be done was the resetting of passwords for all employees and all students. That may seem to some like something that you just snap a finger, it happens. No, we're talking about in excess of 600,000 people trying to do the same thing at the same time. So I think we've approached it in an intelligent way, but it's tough. As I said, we're ramping up systems while still dealing with the after effect of this attack. First, bringing up the most important elements. So MISES was up and running within 2 hours of the first day of school back. Attendance initially was taken manually. Very, very quickly, we transitioned to electronic attendance. Now we're bringing the secondary applications back, and well-agent was identified as a high priority application, which is currently active. Where we are at this point, we believe that all employees have been re-credentialed through password recertification. By all employees, I mean full-time employees and part-time employees who show up at the workplace consistently. There's a possibility you may have some employees out there who appear sporadically. They're part-time, put in 1 hour here, 1 hour there. It will take time to re-credential the passwords of those individuals. We have a high level of confidence, particularly as we monitored the performance of password recertification throughout the day, that by the end of the day today, secondary school should be by and large completed, and by tomorrow, by tomorrow morning, we believe elementary schools students will have new passwords. So that body of work, that phase of work will have been completed. A lot more to be learned in weeks and months to come. With that said, we have work to do. We have an obligation to go back and look at specific recommendations made by previous audits and reports, whether they were implemented or not, rely on the new composition of a task force that will advise new acquisitions, human resources needs, protective measures, right, into the future. And then lastly, the nimbleness that we as an organization must have within the budget constraints to appropriate the necessary resources to ensure that we have the highest levels of protection. For me, as I close, Mr. Chair and members of this body, it was important to normalize the schooling experience as quickly as possible, knowing that it was not going to be perfect. We lost enough instructional days during the pandemic. We cannot lose an additional day. And I'm happy that our staff, our principals, our teachers, our support staff showed up, stood up, and did the right thing. And for that, I'm very appreciative. So once again, thank you for the important work you do, whether you're staff, member of the community, your voice, your dedication, and your prioritization of some of the most fragile students within our community is important to me, as I know is important to your chairman, the entire board, and all of LAUSD. Thank you very much.